What's up, everybody? Welcome to the House of Mario, the award-winning Nintendo podcast, backed by 120 Power Star rating, and the doors to episode 124 are open. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and joining me, as always, is my Final Fantasy 14 playing fiend over here. It's Bryce DeWitt.
That's me.
Bryce, I see you're wearing your shirt.
It's a good shirt.
It's a good shirt. It makes you proud. You got at PAX Australia this year.
Oh, I certainly did.
For beating the boss. Congratulations.
It was beautiful.
Now you're showing off. You're making me feel a bit nervous around you. So, here we go. Raid champion over here. Bryce DeWitt.
That's right, I am. Yeah.
How you been this week, Bryce? Haven't seen you.
Yeah. Not too bad, I
That's
guess.
good.
Yeah.
Work's been treating you well.
Work's been okay, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And we were going to record the podcast last night, but I left it. And apparently you have a sore throat because you've been drinking on the weekend, and you got drunk, and you've been regurgitating some of that alcohol. So, so what happened? What was the occasion, and what sort of what happened over here?
No occasion, just home, had a drink.
Had a drink.
My partner had the bright idea of, hey, let's have a couple drinks. Like, okay. So we did that. A couple drinks turned into way too many, and we were both very sick the next day.
All right. So this was just just two of yous at home having a couple drinks, right?
Yeah, and now I'm regretting / paying for it. So yeah,
Your throat still hurts.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it might take a bit to actually get some words out of you. Oh, there he goes. He goes to the cough. I'm just looking at the WAV files on the computer at the moment. They're a lot smaller than mine.
Without going too far into the territory of over excessive details, basically, I just I ended up getting up in the morning after my partner had gone through her hangover business, and then I went and had a shower, and then I got out. I walked to the linen press to grab a towel, and I was like, I'm dizzy, screw this, and then I just went to the toilet, and then whatever water I had like prior to it was gone, and it just ended up being like really severe dry reaching after
fantastic
that happened. So I ended up tearing up the throat. So Yeah, good shit.
We did need an explanation just in case people were like, why is Bryce sound so quiet?
Well,
because he had a binge
regrets. On the weekend. That's what it comes down to, is regrets. That's what you do.
That's what you do, yeah.
You're an adult, you think fuck it, and then this is how it works.
I haven't had a good drink since PAX, I reckon.
Since PAX.
Yeah. Had like the odd one here and there, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm done with alcohol for a few months.
No, you say that, but in between those few months, there's Christmas, there's New Year's, there's celebrations to be had.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I have the time for it though, because like if things go well, I'm looking at this new job that I'm going for.
Yeah.
Early January, and that's going to be a 40-hour-a-week job.
And you reckon you might get that? You said before, yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty likely I'll end up with it.
Yeah, so that's really good.
It is good, yeah, but it's going to keep some time restrictions up. So I'll we'll have a discussion about that eventually. Anyway,
Are you working on the weekends or?
Not working on the weekends, but we might have to cut back to an episode a fortnight. Just to keep the balance up.
We'll
see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
So yeah,
depends on how things go.
So
it's just like I don't have a lot of leg room because I got to travel all the way to Mount Gambier.
Yeah. Which is half an hour away, 50 k's.
I got to leave at like 7 o'clock in the morning, get up there, and then I have to come home at like 5 o'clock at night. So if we miss it on the weekend, then it's like whoopsie. I guess we're not doing the podcast this week. So
yeah.
All
right. I guess, Bryce, there's not a whole lot to talk about this week. There's some
a little bit.
Yeah, Mario Maker stuff, some Pokemon stuff, but apart from that, not a whole lot. Pretty casual episode again this week. We sort of come down from the Pokemon launch, and it's been like,
Yeah, because it was the last real big game for this year. So it's sort of just like that's where all of it's.
Yeah, and as far as
sort of
games
gone.
I'm playing, that's all I'm playing still.
Yeah.
So, is that what you've been playing on Switch pretty much this week? Pokemon?
Yeah.
Anything else or?
No, not on the Switch at least. I've been preparing for COD's new content drop on PC, and then I think that's pretty much it this week. I haven't had a lot of time otherwise to do other things. I went and did a bunch of Christmas shopping, picked up my daughter's Switch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's sitting back there. I bought a Kirby decal for it because she's been going on about like, oh, I want a Kirby Switch for Christmas, and she doesn't even know she's getting a Switch, let alone a Kirby Switch. So
a Kirby Switch, yeah.
Yeah, so I bought a really nice decal to chuck on it. So hopefully when it comes, it doesn't come up looking scuffed and all that, because that would suck. But
I would.
oh well.
So what deal did you get on the Switch?
It was $3.99 at EB at Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
$3.99. It was a 2019 model and come with Mario Kart.
Okay, so was it the new model? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so it's better than mine. So
Yeah.
I'm just sort of like,
Swap it over.
do I just swap it out? Yeah, no, I won't do that.
You could just swap the tablet bit over. No one would be any the wiser.
Well, my partner already said, hey, maybe you should take the Joy-Cons because the decal won't look any good on the... Well, not that it won't look any good, but it'd probably just make more sense to have two grey ones. And I'm just like, yeah, look, probably would, but I've had my Joy-Cons for how long now? And I can't guarantee that they won't bite the dust anytime soon. So better to just leave it with the good ones, and I'll just stick with the old and decrepit ones, which I intend
covered
to...
in Doritos and...
Well, I intend to replace them anyway, so it's no big deal. So
Yeah.
It's whatever. They just become a spare set.
Yeah. So, I guess since we last talked, we've been doing a lot of shiny hunting in Pokemon.
Yeah.
We've been in the post-game, just chilling out, just doing whatever. And it's pretty good in the post-game because it's just like, do what you want type of thing, like in, any Pokemon game.
Yeah.
You were shiny hunting an Eevee.
Yep.
And you, how many eggs did you go through until you finally got it?
Roughly 600 something.
600, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
And was that like 2 days or 3 days? How long were you doing that for?
Three
3
days. Yeah. I haven't played the last couple of days because I'm just like, I need a breather, because that's all I've been doing for the last 2 weeks is just playing a shit ton of Pokemon. So after I got that, I was like, cool, that's done, whatever. I kept like all the good ones that can be sort of given away to people or whatever. And then I went and got rid of the rest of them. So
Yeah.
that was a lot of them. And then I started doing Droopy, and I think I got like 300 eggs into Droopy so far.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't blame me because I started off doing EV because I had a 5 IV Ditto from you, and I got a Japanese Eevee. I'm like, well, that would be good for the Masuda method to get my chances up for getting a shiny. So I was doing that, and I got like 60 in. I'm like, nah, I want to do Larvitar because I prefer a Larvitar, and I got the all the other stuff I needed in order, and I got 181 eggs in. Then I got it on that, and that was probably like 2 days. I don't know how many hours each day, but I was doing it for 2 days. Yeah, and I finally got it. I had my Pro controller. I did the method of putting a hair tie on both sticks, so it just does your bike around in the circle.
Yeah.
And I was actually having a shave in the bathroom. I had the Pro controller at my feet with the hair tie on, just going around the circle, and the Switch just on the side of the bathtub. And I'm looking at it, and when it comes up with and it's about to hatch, I just like press the A or B button with my toe. You really got to multitask.
Oh,
because just sitting there, just doing it, it's like, it's pretty draining.
It's like that old Diamond and Pearl method where you could use the self-moving pads in the factory.
Yeah, the power plant.
That was it.
Yeah.
And you could just do that and just leave a Pokemon in the daycare all day. And by the time you get home from school, and it was like, 50 levels high.
Yeah.
Shit.
I put a rubber band over my DS. Then you put like a bit of blue tack on one of the directions on the D-pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it just keeps them walking into this pad and just like going back, walking up. Did it overnight and went up there. It was good, especially in those games because it was hard to grind.
Oh yeah. Big time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty ecstatic with my first shiny, having a Tranitar. and I EV trained it, leveled it up in like 10 minutes.
Beautiful.
Got it to where I need it to be competitive, and the first thing I did is I went into a max raid battle just to show it off to people. It's like a Dynamax it, make it nice and big, like, ooh, look what I got. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, well.
Good on you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Glad you're happy. So your Eevee, you evolved it into Sylveon.
Sylveon, yeah.
Yeah.
I called it Celeste.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. The only thing
should have called it Buddy Watson.
I didn't get Pixelate, but I feel like Pixelate's not as half as important as it used to be.
Okay. What does Pixelate do?
It turns any normal type move to fairy type and ups its power by 1.2.
Yeah.
So it was really good with Hyper Voice.
Yeah.
But I mean, the power's not that far off of Moonblast anyway, so it's fine. It just means I've got Cute Charm now instead. It'll still work perfectly fine for what I want to use it for. Yeah. It's basically just like if I wanted my Sylveon to have a really nice attack, then it's like, yeah, whatever. But it's built as a support Pokemon anyway, so it doesn't matter.
With a bold nature, better defense.
Yeah, bold nature, better defense. And then our other friend got really stupid fucking lucky, and he said to me, build me a team for Sword, because he'd gone through Shield, and he's like, all right, I want to go through Sword, pick me some Pokemon, I'll make some eggs, whatever. So I gave him a list. It was like Honage.
Did you pick in good stuff?
Yeah. Like Honage, Phalanx, Darumaka, Sobble. There's two others, but I can't remember right now what they were. Anyway, he got he was looking for a decent IV and decent nature Phalanx, and he got the nature he wanted, so he put it back in and bred it a couple more times to get the IVs he wanted. And I think he only hatched up to 10 eggs. And he got this shiny Phalanx. And I was salty.
You were.
I won't lie. Because I led him down that path of like, you know, hey, pick this Pokemon because I feel like it'd be good. You know? And I sort of all of a sudden he's just like, shiny. I'm like, what? And then he sent me a picture of this shiny Phalanx. I'm like, God damn it, I wanted to build that. No, I wanted a shiny Phalanx and I wanted to freaking sort that out. But yeah, instead I sort of just proxied my thoughts into his Phalanx and made it work.
You've created a monster.
I have created a monster. Looks really good. It's like mixed bulk and no retreat with pretty high attack.
Because no retreat, that's a stat boosting move, isn't it? Goes attack, defense, and speed or something?
No, it does everything.
Oh, everything, is
everything, but it can't exit the battle.
Ah, right. Yeah.
So, I the way I figure it is a lot of people are like, oh, just put it all into speed, and its base speed's like 75. It's not great, and it takes like a lot of threat hits from special attackers in like Psychic Pool and stuff like that. So I'm like, no, put the points in special defense and attack, and then just use no retreat as your speed option. Because by the time you raise your speed by one stage, it's, you know, about 115, 120 anyway. So it'll outspeed most things. So if you give it the mixed bulk, it gets the survivability, and then it'll just thrash things. Just seems to make sense.
Yeah, because like the stats you sent me, where it's got like 400 something attack, and that by the time it's boosted, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. I sent you the calculated stats after one boost stage per thing, and I sent them all in the important stats, and it was absolutely mental. Yeah, Phalanx is going to be a really interesting Pokemon in competitive.
From like the guys on YouTube I've been like looking at too, it seems like he's going to be a powerhouse.
Oh yeah.
Along with what's his name, Dracovish
and Dracozolt.
Have you seen what's going on with those?
Yeah.
Pretty broken.
Yeah, pretty powerful, considering that they're the ugliest fucking things ever.
Yeah, you mix like their signature move with an item and their ability.
Their abilities, yeah.
And it just like makes for just
absolutely disgusting.
It's a disgusting sweeper.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like with a couple of these things, it's like, are they just meant to be good, or is this just we're not getting the balancing we thought we would get from this Pokédex cut.
Well,
kind of seems like that, but
that's a yeah. I think the problem at the moment is that Smogon have predefined tier lists at the moment because they've been sort of working through Pokemon Showdown, where it's a lot easier to sort of get those Pokemon up to speed and test them out and stuff like that. So they've had a defined tier list for about maybe about half a week or to a week now. And like the tier list itself is pretty good. There's a lot in there for like overused, for example. There's a lot in there, but I feel like it's also still in its baby stages where that's going to get weaned down to only like a lot fewer than what it already is. So I guess we'll see what happens when it comes to this competitive balance thing, but the pool's pretty good for the moment. I think a lot of your actual power is going to be coming from your set making more than anything else.
Yeah.
But as you said, then you've got those Pokemon like Dracovish and Dracozolt that have absolutely disgusting sets that do stupid amounts of damage, and it makes you wonder, Jesus Christ, like you know.
Haven't used him myself, but I've got a team that I've borrowed from the Battle Tower. I'm gonna like go through that and see what he can do, because the team I've borrowed or will borrow is from John Stone on YouTube, who does like the Pokemon challenges, and he went through the Battle Tower I think in an hour and 40 minutes or something, just with this team. Just he's pretty much just using was it Fishious Rend?
Yeah,
Fishious Rend.
Fishious Rend.
Fishious Rend, yeah, which is his signature move, which yeah.
Yeah. Looks absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. Oh well.
Had to get some love, I guess.
Nothing.
Fossils don't usually.
Yeah.
In competitive scenes.
Yeah, these fossils are like I like the concept, but Jesus, they're weird.
Oh, yeah, they're abominations.
Yeah.
Abominations. Oh god.
It's interesting how they're just single stage Pokemon too.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't imagine if they turned out like they are now, and then they evolved into something that's a little more coherent.
They sort of fuse together a bit more.
Yeah. Because at the moment it's literally just like, here's the tail of a dinosaur or dragon, and then put a fish's head on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't have just put it on the other end, so it made a bit more sense, and not the end where it makes absolutely no sense. Like, what the fuck? No, it's just like a cut off tail. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, so as far as my competitive team, it's only Tyranitar at the moment. I haven't really got anyone else yet.
I've only got the one. I've only got the one support
in the wing.
But yeah, Dragapult's next.
The problem is, most of these Pokemon, I want shinies of all of them, so it's going to take a long time to get them all together.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to do it gradually over time and just see how it goes, and then maybe I'm thinking I might still build a bunch of just competitive Pokemon for the sake of building them. Maybe after a couple more shinies. And then from there, if I want to get more shiny Pokemon for competitive builds, then I'll just do them.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to participate in the online tournaments.
Yeah, I would too.
But the first one's coming up quick. I don't think I'm going to make it in time. So I think I'll.
When is it? Is it December or?
Yeah, 6th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So literally a couple of days away. And I've got one Pokemon ready for it. So
yeah,
I could have a lot more if I just like sat down, focused, and didn't keep all my focus on having them shiny. But yeah, can't do much about it.
Yeah, I don't think it will take that much time if you're just like, all right, get the right nature.
No way.
Get its IVs. Basically, we want to make sure you've done enough max raid battles to level them up.
It would be extremely quick.
Yeah.
I would imagine that like there have probably been people already that have gone to that overused tier on Smogon, and they probably have most of those Pokemon ready to go without question, like for this tournament, because when it comes down to the crunch of it, you're like, well, Smogon, no competitive battling, and it's community driven. They know how to run it, how to do it, whatever it may be. So,
and Dynamax is banned for this tournament too.
Yeah, it's a doubles tourney as well.
Okay.
So I think their intention is that like they want to use it as a competitive feature, but I feel like they want to just sort of show off the Pokemon themselves a bit more and not so much
Dynamaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the I guess for a lot of people who want to start off in competitive Pokemon who don't know anything about Smogon would have absolutely no idea where to start. So watching these tournaments would be a good example, or participating in them and just seeing what's working for other people and all that. I think that's kind of important. Not so much the, hey, look, I Dynamaxed my Cleffa and it just absolutely murdered everything because it's Dynamaxed, you know?
Yeah. Just for people who don't know what Smogon is, it's a community-run Pokemon site that sort of ranks every single Pokemon, puts them into tier lists.
Yeah, for competitive battling.
Yeah, and sort of gives you guides on whether, what moves, what abilities, what natures, where IVs, EVs should be placed.
They run like they run the competitive battle simulator Pokemon Showdown.
Yeah.
Which is on PC. So they've had the access to the new data for a while and all that stuff. And people have been running tests through Showdown. And that's how they're able to get this information so quickly. It's because they've just got all the stats sort of figured out, data mined, whatever it may be, and the move sets, and then they just couple it with what's already existing in terms of items or abilities, or so they get it out pretty quickly. I can guarantee that there was like maybe about 4 or 5 people sitting there in a room and just doing all the Pokemon in one night as soon as the game come out, and they've data mined it and all that.
It's a good website. I usually go there, see what's going on.
If you're ever interested in competitive battling, check it out, I guess. Showdown, because then you can sort of just go into Showdown, go, I want to try a build that's got a Beware with this specific whatever, and then test it out and see how it fares, and then if it works, you can build it in Pokemon competitively. It's good for test runs.
Yeah, I went there today to look at Tyranitar, see where I should put my EVs, and like the set it had up, it was meant to be like a sort of physical and special attacker with a sassy nature. Yeah, I'm like, oh hell no,
no, yeah,
no, I just want my Tyranitar been adamant, all just physical attacks.
See, they're doing this. It's the same thing with Dragapult as well. Like they've kind of pointed out, they're like, oh, it's got a bit of a shallow physical pool, and it's got a good special pool for diversity. I'm like, yeah, but what if I just wanted the physical sweep? I feel like I can just have a special sweeper if I really.
I've looked into his stats too much. Is attack and special attack pretty different, or
his attack is 120, his special attack is 100, but then like his speed is 144. He's ridiculously fast.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm kind of just like, I'll just sort of make an all-in investment in physical attack and make him a physical sweeper.
Yeah, because it's kind of if sometimes in those situations you might be better off if they've got like a bad defense. You can put down defense or special defense because it doesn't matter anyway. They're going to get one shot. Yeah. So then you can just enhance attack, but you can also have decent special attack in case you need to break through a special defense of a particular Pokemon or something as well. It's kind of hard to like know exactly, but you just got to have a use in mind for that particular Pokemon. And yeah,
I mean, the thing with the pseudo legendaries as well is they've always sort of performed well in both, I guess, for the most part. But I don't know. There's other Pokemon that I'd rather build as a special sweeper. And having a mixed attacker, especially when you've only got 4 moves, doesn't really do anything for me. Like I could have the way I've sort of thought about it. You could have Dragon Darts and Outrage, or Dragon Darts and Dragon Tail for flipping out threats,
Mm.
or I think the set I've decided on was Dragon Darts Outrage, Dragon Dance if I ever get an opening and can get a boost, and then U-turn for switching out.
Mm. Is there any move to utilize his ghost typing, or do you have Shadow Claw or something on it? Can it learn that?
No, I could use Phantom Force, but at this stage I'm not sure whether I will or not. The good thing, I suppose, about Pokemon at the current time is that move sets can be switched out for whatever purpose. Like, I feel like in doubles, I would probably... As cool as a move as Dragon Darts is, the 50-50 split between two different Pokemon doesn't really seem too useful in a competitive battling scene.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just like replace Dragon Darts with Phantom Force or something.
Mm.
And that'll sort of give him that ghost typing advantage in the 2-on-2.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're a dual typing, you should probably use that stab.
I mean, you should, but
But if you got no room, you got no room, I guess.
well, yeah, you kind of just gotta play the cards how you see it, and test what's good. Obviously, Dragon typing's always been pretty infamously good in general. Doesn't have a lot of resists.
Yeah, Fairy.
Except Fairy.
Yeah.
You know.
I know.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
So, yeah. Any other Switch games we've been playing?
No.
At all? I played a bit of Luigi's Mansion. I'm just doing a floor at a time, basically, when I feel like it.
Yeah.
And it I don't know why, but I played it for the first time on the TV on my normal Switch, and I'm like, And I went back to my light. I don't know why. I just prefer it in handheld mode on my light.
Really?
Don't know. Maybe that's because that's where I started playing it. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just used to it there, and that's where I like to play it now. But yeah, I played it on the TV. I'm like, well, went back to my light.
It looks really pretty on the TV.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Definitely does. But
I think I prefer it on the TV because of how pretty it looks.
Yeah. Don't know. I thought that was weird as well.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I like playing it on my light. Maybe it's just a game I must associate with.
You're a very strange human being.
I am, aren't I?
You are. Yeah.
Why else am I strange?
I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose just trying to pay me out, but you got no backing for it. Anyway, Bryce, instead of insulting me, let's talk about some of this Mario Maker news that came out yesterday.
Yep. All right.
So, Super Mario Maker is getting its version 0.2 update, which adds a fair bit of stuff, which we'll go through. But the main one is the Master Sword power-up for the Super Mario Bros. Style, which is pretty cool.
And that's it, everybody. Go home. You've got your Zelda Maker.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
So it's
Zelda 2 Maker, but
yeah, Zelda 2. Yeah. And just like watching it, like it, it's pretty much the same sprite, in Mario Maker 1 where you can scan in the Link amiibo, comes into your game, like, oh, cool. And he just jumps and all that like Mario does. And seeing this, I'm like, oh, cool. He can use his sword. Oh, that's cool. Then you could use his arrows. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Then he gets to a dead end, uses his bombs. So holy shit, like he just like has his whole arsenal there.
yeah.
I thought that's really cool, and just how experimental you can get with all of these moves now. Because with Mario, all it is running and jumping. And look at how many ideas people come up with. Now you've got all this like different stuff where you can use your arrow to reach things that are far away, and use your bombs and everything to blow up things. And yeah, is it gonna bring you back to the game, you reckon, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've been meaning to sort of pick it up every now and then, but I just haven't had the time recently. But I am interested in this just to see the stuff that people come up with. Like, there was already a plethora of like Zelda designed dungeons in Mario Maker as it was. Was it Avcon? I think would have had to have been, because that's when it came out.
Yeah, middle of June.
We played a Dodongo's Cavern style level that was really smart.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah, really well made. So it'd be interesting to see something like that fall into the style of using the Master Sword power up and creating like a literal 2D version of Zelda dungeons.
Yeah, because even with Mario and the power-ups, you were able to make these Zelda dungeons, and I was like really intently watching when you were playing. I'm like, this is really cool. Now that you actually sort of have, I guess, different weapons from Zelda, and you can actually make fit in with the theme a bit more.
Yeah.
So they added like a couple of other things which were a bit smaller, but they added the dash block, which you might recognize from Super Mario 3D World, and when you run over it just gives you a bit of a boost, and it's shown in the trailer that you can use it with the Koopa car and all that. And I reckon that could be a lot of fun, making those sort of like real fast levels.
Oh yeah.
And showing it how that you can jump up and like side to side. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Frozen coin. So these are coins surrounded by a block of ice and can be only released if they are melted by fireballs or fire elements, including a certain angry sun.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just listening to something in the kitchen. Heard a big thump. I'm like, someone died.
Didn't they already have ice blocks before though?
So these are coins in ice.
Yeah, I know that, but like, is there a purpose? Is there really a purpose to that? What could you do with that?
Well, I guess it's sort of you can use it to
Maybe
encourage
red coins.
You can use it to like encourage people to actually like melt them and like get a reward from it, rather than just like, there's ice there.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying, but I feel like at the same time, the people that make all the the really clever courses, I feel like just having an extra coin in ice doesn't really add much. Because they spent like 10 seconds on it, sort of. I feel like it probably could just come down to you could stick red coins in them, and then like that would be a gateway sort of challenge. Yeah,
I assume. I don't know if you could like shake these and like it becomes a red coin or something. That'd be cool, because you see like a red coin there and like it'll make you be like, I definitely need to get this.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, I get this and I'm 99 coins away from an extra life in Mario Maker, which means nothing. Awesome. Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely
nothing.
They introduced the P block. So when a P switch is hit in the course, invisible P blocks temporarily turn into a hard platform, or vice versa. So this is going to be really good for sort of like puzzles and all of that, especially mixed in with the new Link abilities. Yeah, a lot of people were also disappointed that Link not being available in the other game modes was disappointing. And I don't know how you'd be able to add Link to like all of them all at once, especially like the new ones like New Super Mario Bros. And 3D World. It would be cool, but I feel like it's just easiest to add him to just the base Mario.
I feel like they probably could maybe fix it up down the line, but I think this is sort of an experimental thing.
Yeah.
Just to see what people do with it. So there's no point in them making a massive amount of resources just for them to not get any use. So I feel like this is probably just an experimental phase. And then we'll see stuff down the line where, Link might get an update, or we'll see some Metroid related.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, some Metroid related courses, for example, with Samus and.
Yeah, imagine if this is like a real big hit, where like everyone's like, loved Link in Mario Maker 2, and the sales just go through the roof, and all of that. And Nintendo's like, let's add some more characters. So they actually do add Samus. They add, Pit from Kid Icarus, and like all of these things with all their different sort of abilities in there.
And to a degree, it just becomes literally a Nintendo 2D maker. Yeah,
that could be really cool.
Could be, but results yet vary. We'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. So they're adding Spike. So he's a classic enemy that coughs up massive spike balls and launches them at Mario. If used in the snow element, Spike will toss snowballs instead.
You'll know him if you ever had to verse him in Mario Tennis more than recently.
Yeah.
And he was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's like one of the broken characters for whatever reason.
Yeah. God.
Just random. So also included is Pokey. So I like this little description. So Pokey, the iconic stacked cactus from multiple Super Mario games, joins Super Mario Maker 2 for the very first time. Players can even edit the length of each Pokey.
Oh, hell yeah.
I like how it says the iconic stacked cactus. Everyone knows Pokey.
Stacktus.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I like how sort of you can put wings on it and just like flies through the sky. So holy shit.
Yeah.
You won't be able to touch any of it unless like you're riding Yoshi or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit.
Just make them magic carpets and you're gonna jump across them on Yoshis.
Yeah. There's gonna be some interesting things come out of that. I don't know if like when it's on its side, you can still hit it on the head.
Yeah, I don't know.
I assume you can.
Well, you'd have to be able to kill them somehow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, damn straight, Drew. Yeah. So that's pretty much what they're introducing, and there's going to be some new modes as well. So there's a ninja speedrun. So players can take on a timed challenge across courses created by Nintendo exclusively for this mode. Other players, ninja ghosts, will run alongside the players as they compete against rivals from around the world.
You know this is why Battle Royale Mario died, right?
Yeah.
This is 100% why Mario Battle Royale died. 100%. It looks exactly like it in every aspect. Just a bunch of players going at it.
Yeah, I like the idea of Nintendo made levels just for this as well.
Oh yeah, it's good.
So yeah, it's pretty much just like unlimited Mario speedruns if that's what you're into, which a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Big community for that type of thing, and having it with leaderboards and everything would be really cool.
That indeed.
Indeed. And I think that's it as far as the update goes. But we've been waiting for this update for a long time. I thought it was going to happen a lot earlier, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were just like, all right, I played through the story and I've sort of, I've dabbled in a fair few user-made courses, but kind of run out of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Then, I don't know why it's coming in December. It's like 6 months, probably not too late, but later than it should be.
Well,
maybe 3 months or something would have been good, but I don't know. That might have like interfered with another game or something they had. So maybe they're waiting for Pokemon to be a couple of weeks behind them, and they sort of re-push this game for the holidays. Yeah. So
it's still got the rest of the Switch's life to sort of exist. So I suppose as long as they just sort of keep fleshing it out until eventually we come to a point. I mean, Mario Maker 1 was a hit, even though it was on an absolutely 100% dead console.
Yeah.
So seeing its success on the Switch and the updates they want to bring to this thing kind of makes me hopeful that they'll make something bigger out of it in the future, rather than where we thought it was going to die, sort of just like on a handheld platform and on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully this is one of many. Hopefully we do see the next one with like Samus or Pit or one of these other 8-bit characters reintroduced. That'd be really cool. I'd love to see Pit. Imagine if they put him in and do like the bendy arrows or something from Smash Bros.
I want the last one they do to be Kirby.
Oh, Kirby. See, that'd be really cool.
And then you put in Kirby enemies to take copy abilities from.
Yeah, even that.
Yeah.
Or you could like copy Goombas or copy Hammer Bros or...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying like just put extra Kirby enemies in so you can like copy abilities from them and then you can use them for puzzle solving. That'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And Eevee will love it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's they're probably their most modular character in the 2D space for that reason.
Yeah.
So be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, well, it comes out the day after this podcast comes out, so if you're listening to this, you very well may be able to download it and you might be able to play it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess the next little tiny bit of news, Bryce, which isn't really news because we already knew about it, but it's back to Pokemon. So Gigantamax Snorlax snoozes its way into Pokemon Sword and Shield next week.
How do you snooze your way into anything?
I don't know, but it's a title
befitting of a fat
Vooks.net. Who wrote it? Who wrote this article? Oliver Brandit. So you can go and at him for that title. I don't know how you snooze into anything either. Oliver says you can, so we'll take his word for it.
It could be Gigantamax Snorlax sleep talks his way into Sword and Shield.
See, there you go. You just fucking wrote that article. Well, not the article, but you did the title justice. Congratulations. Go and DM Oliver. Give him that. He can edit it in for you. I quite like that. Sleep talks his way into it. Yeah, that's great.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
That's great. I don't. Yeah.
Snorlax can use sleep talk, you know.
No, you've got him. So yeah, they're introducing Gigantamax Snorlax into raids in the wild area. So there's 3 Gigantamax Pokemon that are in the code at the moment, but they're being held until later to be actually released to be able to be captured. The first one is Gigantamax Snorlax, which is Snorlax sleeping on its back, and it's got trees and bushes and everything just on its stomach because it's obviously been sleeping for a long time, and it's in that time there's trees and everything's grown. So
I like to call him Ultimate Torterra cosplayer Snorlax.
He does a great job at that, doesn't he?
Yeah. Very good job.
I don't know if he's got any special abilities or anything.
I don't know. To be honest. Yeah.
He's just a big, strong Snorlax. And it looks like he's using a hyper beam from his finger. So that's pretty scary. He just
Nice.
he's just in this picture for the promotional. He's just looking up, sort of pointing his finger up a bit, and the hyper beam's just coming out of his finger.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so lazy you can't keep going.
So what do you think about sort of introducing these like Pokemon just for like a limited time, just sort of like your typical MMO, sort of just like, all right, now this is available, go and do it. I reckon it's actually really cool, and I reckon the community's going to get pretty around this when it comes time.
Yeah. I don't know whether they should be limited timed.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's like you can only get it from now to whenever. But
Yeah.
it is cool if they just like
Just release
them
them
out.
over time.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see what will come of like the legendaries and stuff that are in the code 2, and the starter Pokemon that have been retained as well.
Okay, so just here it says that between December, the 4th of December and early January.
Right.
So I think you'll be able to get it between then. So I don't know if it's going to completely disappear after that or not.
Well, whether they'll do it on a rotation type of thing, maybe.
Yeah. It will have to come back, surely.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I'll pick one or two up.
Mm.
Might as well.
Just the only thing is, unless like you know what the sort of connectivity is like in the wild area, trying to get it.
But fuck awful. Yeah.
So unless you find it yourself, which is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been looking for like certain ones and so they don't pop up, and like some like real rare ones have popped up in my sort of my feed.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's Gigantamax Lapras. Oh fuck, do I want one of them? And like someone's put it up, but they've put it behind a code. I'm like, no, let me in.
I've had that, but with a Gigantamax Alchemy.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
let me in.
Oh, actually no. With that one, the worst part was I got in, and then the host quit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because they're probably spamming it, doing the soft reset thing.
Yeah, probably.
At the time. Which I don't know if they'll do that when they actually find that Gigantamax Pokemon, but maybe.
Don't know.
Yeah, don't know. He did a shrug.
Don't know.
Yeah. Don't know. So how's your throat going, mate? You holding in there, or
It's getting a bit sore.
a bit sore? All right, we'll cut this episode a bit short then.
All right, mate.
We'll end it there.
How long has it been?
It's been 43 minutes, Bryce.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. Hasn't been a lot to talk about this week anyway, and it just ended up being another Pokemon episode. Pretty much.
Yeah. Apologies to Luke again if he ever gets through these. Don't know. He hasn't asked about the Furphy yet, so he hasn't claimed that one. So that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like with especially this podcast, I think we're just waiting for December to go. Then we'll be able to put some more energy back into it, I think.
Yeah.
I know this week it's been like, because I know just for me, I'm just like, when I'm not working, I'm just like playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Whereas like, the rest of the year, I'm like, using a bit of my free time for the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I'm a bit addicted to Pokemon. Like the last couple of days, I need to get this done.
What's your clock at then?
About 80 something hours.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more than me probably.
I see Metas is at 100.
Yeah, 100 and something.
Yeah, so he's killing it. He's at school though. You don't have to don't worry about school. Be a Pokemon master. That's all you need to be, mate. That's all I ever was at school.
If only it were a viable job.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was for that one guy who played a lot of Pokemon Go around the world.
It's Pokemon Go, though. That's the serious stuff. That's the serious leagues over there. Actually, I was going to ask you, because on the 14th of December, they've got the Community Day on, which goes over for the 2 days. Did you want to get amongst that, or...?
What's the community day for?
It's for everything, like for the last year. And it goes for 2 days.
Oh.
So I actually care a little bit about it because those shinies can come back into Sword and Shield. Whereas if they were just shinies in Pokemon Go, I couldn't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
But since they can come into Home when it comes out next year, I'm like, actually, I care about that a lot more now.
Yeah.
And just the idea that the rates are a lot better on community days in Go. I'm like, oh yeah, I think I might do that.
Yeah, we'll have a look into it. Just remind me.
Yeah.
Remind me. And then we might go do something about that.
Yeah, we'll go around town. We'll get some shinies. We'll go shiny hunting. And
never know.
Unfortunately, I can't just put the my hair tie over my analog sticks and just ride the bike around in a circle. I actually have to physically ride the bike around the circle in real life. But we'll work it out.
Yes, we will.
Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around for this very monotone episode of the House of Mario. Very sore throat edition.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
If you enjoyed the show, leave us a review on iTunes. And if you'd like to join our community, come into our Discord. There is a link in the show notes below or above or wherever the show notes are.
I can't even remember anymore.
Well, the thing is, they're not below, they're not above. You usually click on the show notes and they pop up.
That's
on
true.
Your podcast app.
That is very true.
We're not on YouTube, but I watch a lot of YouTube, and a lot of people on YouTube say it down below.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And we can't use that terminology here, Bryce, because we're not on YouTube.
No, that's right.
But I still do. I think that's the terminology a lot of people understand.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, shut up now.
All right.
Bryce, if people were to say, hey, mate, your voice is fucked, but you can type all right. I love your opinions. Where can they find you on Twitter?
At IV7 on Twitter.
And how do you spell that, Bryce?
You really want to make me keep talking.
All right, and you can find me
at IV. REVIN.
Thanks, mate.
There you go.
And you can find me at iDrooby and the show at the House of Mario. And this week's Nintendo Jukebox is... Let me have a look. Dun, dun, dun. I'm looking at my likes on SoundCloud because I haven't picked one out yet, but bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I will get there. This might be a repeat, but I think I would like to do it again. So this is another Pokemon song. This is Pokemon main theme. It's an epic metal cover by Little V Mills, which you probably heard of if you're into the sort of Pokemon covers. But this is a fantastic one. Really like it. I think we've done it before, but fuck
I'm pretty
it.
sure we have, yeah.
We're doing I know we've definitely done it before, but we're doing it again.
Yeah.
So everyone, sit back, enjoy it, and we'll catch you next week for... we're going to be talking about the Game Awards, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And maybe some speculation on announcements too would be good too.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, guys, until next time, see you later.
Bye. Hello.